Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. Today we have with us Utah County Commissioner Brandon Gordon. Thank you for being with us, Commissioner.
Thanks for having me, Mayor. It's good to be out here.
So you are a fairly recent addition to the County Commission. So I was thinking this might be a good opportunity for people to get to know you a little bit. What can you tell us about yourself that you'd like people to know?
Yeah, I grew up in Utah County, so all my life. I grew up in a little rural area just west of Spanish Fork called Lake Shore. And then ironically, and I was just telling some of your staff how funny this was, I was on an asphalt crew in the 90s that paved some of the roads out here. And while we were paving a different road in Pleasant Grove, my wife came jogging by the job site and I stopped her. She hates the story, but stopped her. So she's a Pleasant Grove girl, and we've settled in Spanish Fork and have 6 children. And yeah, I've been on the Spanish Fork City Council prior to being elected and sworn in here at the county position. So I served 11 years, vacated my last year, of course, to do this job. And so coming from your side of the aisle, if you will, and now into a little busier, full-time role instead of, a part-time commissioner role. But yeah, just loved Utah County all our lives and lived here and raised our families. And so, yeah, that's pretty much us. We still farm out at my dad's house. We still grow any kind of squash you can think of, pumpkins, sweet corn, and we sell at the local farmers market, and that's fun. Teach our kids how to get a little dirt under their fingernails, and then by trade I was an insurance agent, and so that's kind of me in a nutshell. So,
well, coming from Spanish Fork, there are a lot of similarities between Spanish Fork and Eagle Mountain. So I would imagine it's fairly easy for you to relate to us out here.
Yeah, certainly. It's been neat to meet some of your staff and see the challenges, and I think a lot of people at the county get somewhat not tired, but somewhat tired of like, we know we're going to hear another story about Spanish Fork and as it compares, but it's been able to give me some great context as we've dealt with growth, we've dealt with trying to grow our economic, base and inviting Costco and Target and things like that are just exciting things in our community, and I know that that's something that's been on the forefront for Eagle Mountain.
Definitely. Economic development is very important to Eagle Mountain, as it is to Spanish Fork, and we are grateful to have your perspective on the county commission and understanding really how important that is to us to have the county and the city work together on that.
Yeah. As far as retail goes, now that they've taken away retail incentives, it's kind of nice as an elected official because the businesses will land where they, essentially can. The infrastructure's there and all of those things. We're not competing as communities. I know that was a really big thing during my time as a councilman. We're arm wrestling with Springville, for example, over a Costco or Target, and now those businesses, there's no retail incentives for communities, and so hopefully that helps in Eagle Mountain, where a company like that would say, wow, they have the population, they have the rooftops, let's go build a steakhouse or a large retailer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So
what is the population of Utah County now?
So we're roughly, I think, around the 700,000 mark, maybe even have crested that. I don't know. I haven't seen the most recent census numbers, but so let's just say between 750.
Yeah, and definitely, as far as I know, Utah County is still the fastest growing area in the state.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So there's still a lot of work left to do, not only in economic development, but in transportation. Getting that road funding here and getting all those, both north, south, east, west connections, getting all those in.
Yeah. I was talking about roads and just sitting in meetings with you in my first, month and a half, seeing like all of the mayors in the county, collaborate. And I think that there's such a great base because, on a recent decision, all of the mayors were unified, and they agreed that, look, we need help getting our residents from, especially this area west of the lake to other services, in the other parts of the county. And it's been cool to meet with and discuss with just mayors and UDOT and legislators and work on the funding and getting that all those plans in place for, better transportation and roads.
Definitely, just as you mentioned, getting that funding and getting those projects completed, it's very important for the cities and the county to be united, going in the same direction, having the same priorities. Because if there's differences of opinion, that's when things break down. That's when it gets confusing and makes it actually harder to get that funding.
Yeah. As a resident of the county and a resident, of Eagle Mountain, you would say, why are my taxes fighting against each other? And they said it should essentially be helping each other. And so I love to hear the unified, conversations that are happening. I think it's great.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else coming up at the county that our residents might want to know about? I know it hasn't been that long ago that there it was discussion on the county level government, what fashion, what style, how big, what should it look like, and with all of the growth that we've been experiencing and we plan on continuing to experience, no doubt that conversation will continue.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you look at a county that we are the size of in Utah, and we have 3 representatives at the commission level, right? There's 3 of us, and so essentially 2 people make the decision for the entire of Utah County. And so for that, I was definitely in favor of a change at the form of government, and that more regionally as well. Currently we have 2 commissioners from Spanish Fork and 1 from Pleasant Grove, right? So are the needs of Eagle Mountain being met? There's an argument there. And I think that if we grew it to a 5 commission, and had help that way, and maybe just had a county administrator like a lot of our cities are being ran, I think that then that continuity would stay, because as I come on and I'm new, and I bring my policy advisor and they're new, there's not a lot of, just keeping the train on the tracks, if you will. And so when you decide someday not to run for mayor again, right, the city manager is going to keep the train running and the next mayor can seamlessly go. And we need that at the county level, I guess. Is what
Correct.
We're working, towards that at some point. But I think that we'll be better represented with more voices for sure.
Very good. But definitely we'll look forward to the city and the county working together particularly on our area, right?
Yeah.
Because this is Eagle Mountain certainly will be a big focal point of that growth. And so we're grateful to have you on the commission and aware of our needs out here, and look forward to those conversations, and certainly invite our residents to reach out to you if they have questions about the county.
Yep, I'm very open and transparent, and if they ever want to have a conversation, I love and welcome all dialogue. So thank you.
Well, Commissioner Brandon Gordon, thank you for being with us, and thank you to our viewers for joining us, and we will see you again next time. Thank you.